Good evening. Welcome to a special edition of Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell, episode number 28. I'm your host, Rashad Mitchell, coming to you live on Elevation 52A Sports and Lifestyles and streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So we'll be back once again for the final episode in the month of November. I know it's Thanksgiving holiday, but don't matter. I'm still going to do a show. Got a lot to talk about, a lot to cover. Got to cover from today. But first, we're just going to take it back to the college football aspect of things. We got the final weekend in college football this coming uh, Saturday, November 30th. No, the season started back on August the 24th with Florida State and University of Georgia Tech, on that Saturday. And now the season ends. Unfortunately, if you're a college football fan, this coming Saturday, November 30th. That's it, man. That's it. That's all she wrote. Then once December comes, you got the conference championship games, and then you got the Heisman Trophy presentation. And then you got the new playoff format of 12 team format. And this is where you're gonna get truly see who's the national champion. So it's gonna be a 12 team format than what we saw in the past with the 4 teams. So that's how it is right now in the scenario when you talk about this college football season. You're gonna get to see who's going to be left standing in the playoff race. You know what I'm saying? You got Ohio State against Michigan this week. You got Miami trying to get to the AC championship game and play SMU. You got that against Syracuse. Miami at Syracuse, Notre Dame at USC. So you got a couple of road tests. Notre Dame at USC, Miami at Syracuse. So those two teams trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. So it's no better than that. And then you got Texas versus Texas A&M. That's a late game. That's a night game at 7:30. So you got a lot of great football to include a great season. It's an excellent season in college football. There's no great teams. There's been a lot of upsets. Only undefeated team that's left, I believe, is Oregon. But they are beatable. Everybody else has a loss or two or three. So it has not been like a dominant team with this conference realignment things that has taken place this year. There's been a lot of changes going into the season. It's very anticipated season in history of college football in a long time. You see, Oklahoma and Texas go to the SEC. You see the Big Ten having new teams like Oregon or Washington, like USC and UCLA. I mean, look at the ACC. Look at SMU. They joined the ACC, no problem. They're a newcomer, but they're in the ACC championship game. So SMU's definitely show how they can adjust to a new conference, which is not easy to do. You know what I'm saying? Especially with certain teams that you play in that conference. So they're showing that you can have success despite being a newcomer to conference. So we'll start with this the college football and slated things and start back what took place last week. We're gonna start obviously with Ohio State versus Indiana, number 5, Indiana versus number 2, Ohio State. This was a chance to show how good is Indiana. Indiana Hoosiers came to this game with a 28 game losing streak. They had lost 28 consecutive games against Ohio State going back to 1991. Could they snap that? Obviously didn't happen. They lose 38-15. So that's 29 consecutive wins for Ohio State over Indiana. Bottom line is that Will Howard had 2 touchdowns. He rushed for another. Trevion Henderson had ran for a score, including a punt return for a touchdown. The thing about the Hoosiers, they had not beaten the Buckeyes for the first time since 1988. So from 1991 to now, they've lost 29 straight against an opponent like Ohio State. Also, they gave a punt return for a touchdown, 79 yards. He fielded it at the 21-yard line, Caleb Downs, and ran all the way for a touchdown. It was the first time the Buckeye returned a punt for a touchdown since 2014. So it's just all about, you know, Ohio State in this matchup. They were just a better team who's had a great season, but Ohio State just a better team. They know what it takes. They know what it takes to get it done. And Will Howard, the quarterback of Ohio State, made history by completing 80% of his passes for the 6th time this season. No other Ohio State quarterback has done it. He completed his first 14 passes in a row to finish with an 85% completion rate. So next, you have Wake Forest and Miami. Miami played better defense this time. They've been much maligned on the defensive side. They had 5 sacks, and Miami was able to blow out Wake Forest 42-14. They're one win away from the ACC title game. They'll play SMU. They beat Syracuse this week. Cam Ward had 280 yards passing through 2 touchdown passes, 2 of them to Jacoby George on another record-breaking day because he broke Bernie Kosar's single season passing yards and completion record. So it's been a great season for Cam Ward, but it wouldn't be meaningful if they don't win the ACC championship and get to the national championship. So they have to win this coming Saturday. No, so Michelle Powell had a 76-yard touchdown for interception. They had 22 points scored in the fourth quarter to pull away and win. So all they gotta do is just clinch a berth in the ACC title game this coming Saturday against New York Syracuse, and then they'll play SMU in the championship game the following Saturday. So that's all it comes down to. That's what's on the docket. It might be simple as that. But the thing that stand out in this matchup is that Miami played better defense because they had like 5 sacks. Their pass rush was much better. Had an interception. That's what they got to do against University of Syracuse. They got to stop the run, get up the passer, get up the quarterback, and see what happens. Also, we had an upset. We had Florida beating number 9 Ole Miss 24-17. Florida's looking good right now, 6-5 record, and that was a big win for Florida Gators, winning 24-17. Other upsets that happened this past week. Penn State did win a close one against Minnesota. That was a close one, 26-25 over Minnesota in Minnesota. That was a big win for them. Yeah, we had Colorado. Colorado may not be in the postseason, possibly. They may have a chance to win the Big 12. Maybe not, possibly. It was a big, big loss for them to lose to Kansas 37-21. They couldn't stop the running game. Colorado's defense. No, Devin Neal had 4 touchdowns rushing. 4 touchdowns. I think it was 3. Let me check. Because he was unstoppable at the running game. Yeah, 207 yards, 3 touchdowns rushing, 207 yards and 37 carries. And he caught a touchdown. So he was just unstoppable. Colorado just couldn't stop this guy. That was the storyline in this game. So Colorado takes a hit for us playing for the Big 12 championship game. We'll see. Travis Hunter in defeat had a big game, as well as Shador Sanders played well. He had 3 touchdown passes. 3 touchdown passes went to Travis Hunter. 8 catches for 125 yards and 2 touchdowns. So Travis Hunter may be front runners for the Heisman, man. The way he's playing right now, he may win the Heisman. I could definitely see that. So see what happens with that. See what other upsets took place. Oh yes, Oklahoma beating Alabama. That was definitely an upset. Alabama took a hit. They may not play in the postseason. They lost 24-3 on the road. And newcomer Oklahoma, that may be the best win of the season for Oklahoma. They've had a struggle throughout the season. They were 5-5 coming to this game. So this win, it puts them at 6-5. So it was definitely their best win of the season. You make a case beating the top 10 team in Alabama. That's the 3rd loss for Alabama. So where do Alabama go from here? Are they out of postseason race? SEC championship game? We'll see. It's a big, big blow for them to lose a game like that. Jalen Monroe did not play well. Had his worst game of the season, 11-26 for 164 yards, 3 interceptions. He only ran for 7 yards on 15 carries, so he did a great job offensively for the Sooners, holding Alabama to 234 yards of total offense. So that's the thing that stands out with Oklahoma. They played great defense in this game. So that was definitely a big upset. Also, yeah, another upset, Texas A&M lost in 4 overtimes to Auburn, 43-41. So Texas A&M, they're 8-3 on the season. Notre Dame continues to keep it rolling. They need one more win. They'll be in the postseason definitely. They blew out Army at Yankee Stadium 49-14. They 10-1. Jeremiah Love, he had 2 touchdowns, 130 yards. So that's the storyline in that with the college football. Let's move forward to this week in college football. Right now, tonight we got Memphis at Tulane. Memphis is beating Tulane 17-10 at halftime. So that could be a possible upset. Number 17, Tulane is losing 17-10 at halftime. So let's look at the games for tomorrow. You got Oregon State against Boise State. Boise State still in the hunt for the playoff spot. That's tomorrow afternoon at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then you got Colorado. Wow, they make the number 25. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna get in the postseason. I don't think so. When you lose to Kansas, so they're number 25 in the polls and the rankings. Yeah, they dropped to number 25. I don't think they going anywhere. After losing to Kansas last week. Of course, the college football playoff rankings, they number 25. The AP poll, they number 23. I just think that from a playoffs perspective, they're not getting in Colorado. No, a lot of crazy stuff has to happen. Matter of fact, let's look at the college football playoff rankings. Right now, Oregon's number one, obviously undefeated. The only undefeated team in this college football ranking is Oregon. They're 11-0. Ohio State is number two. Texas number three. Penn State number four. Notre Dame number five. Miami number six. Number seven, Georgia. Number eight, Tennessee. SMU number nine. Indiana is number 10. Boise State is 11. Clemson is number 12. Alabama 13. So they're on the outside looking in at that top 12 playoff ranking. As far as 12 team playoff, they number 13. They can still might still get in Alabama possible. If teams above them lose, they could get in to that top 12. They may have a chance. Mississippi, number 14. South Carolina, number 15. Arizona State, 16. Tulane, 17. Iowa State, 18. BYU, 19. Texas A&M, 20. Missouri, 21. UNLV, 22. Illinois, 23. Kansas State, 24. 25, Colorado. So Colorado plays their final regular season game tomorrow. It's definitely going to be the final game for Shedeur Sanders. This is it for him. They play at home hosting the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Simple as that. So it's going to be obviously Shedeur Sanders' last game and Travis Hunter last game, the last hurrah. So it's going to be a lot of change next year for Colorado. Okay, you got Ole Miss against Mississippi State, and you got Georgia at home against Georgia Tech. So keep your eyes on Boise State against Oregon State tomorrow. Colorado versus Oklahoma State, and Georgia versus Georgia Tech. Keep your eyes on those games. For its playoff implications are concerned, or conference implications. All right, so Saturday, the final Saturday in the regular season is November 30th. Keep your eyes on Ohio State, obviously against Michigan. Michigan will go to put off a big upset, knock off Ohio State. Has a lot of chaos in that situation. But Tennessee, number 18 in the country, play Vanderbilt. Clemson plays a big game against South Carolina. Clemson, number 12 in the country. Uh, Illinois, number four, so I'm going to skip that. Illinois is number 23. But that's not that important. I don't think they're going to get in the postseason, obviously. Penn State plays Maryland at home, 10-1. Notre Dame is number five. They play at USC. Miami, number six. They play Syracuse. So that's going to be a big time game, obviously. And he has to win. No question about it. He has to win. So it's going to be a big time game as far as this game is concerned. So we're going to see what happens. This is a big, big game. Big game for Miami. They have to win this game. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Syracuse 83. So we'll see what Miami does and Notre Dame does. SMU, they're in the conference championship, but they want to keep their playoff hopes alive. Number nine, they play at home against California. Keep your eyes on that. Obviously, Auburn, Alabama, the Iron Bowl. Keep your eyes on that. Indiana versus Purdue. See if Indiana bounces back against Purdue. They should. Purdue's 1-10. Oregon hosts Washington at home at 7:30 p.m. And Texas will be playing at Texas A&M. And that's it. That's all the games to keep your eyes on college football. So that's it for that. All right, so let's get to see what else I'm gonna talk about. Get into some college basketball. Had some good college basketball this week. So with Connecticut, man. Connecticut has not played well on this trip. The college men's college basketball teams that go play in these conferences, these championship uh invitationals, if you want to call it, these showcase games, these tip off invitationals, and Connecticut has not played well despite being on these invitationals. They lost three in a row. They lost to Colorado. They lost to see who else they lost to. They lost to Colorado in the Maui Invitational 73-72. They lost to somebody else. Yeah, they lost to Dayton. They got blown out by Dayton, 85-67. So Connecticut Huskies are two-time defending champions. Also, they had a head injury from Alex Caravan, UConn forward, who was taken to the hospital. And they lost 85-67 to Dayton, who was 6-2. So Connecticut has not done well in these Maui Invitationals. They have not played their brand of basketball that you expect. So again, they're still going to be capable of winning the national championship, but these three losses are against ranked teams on this Maui Invitational. They lost to Memphis, they lost to Colorado, and who else they lost to? See who else they lost to. Yeah, Memphis beat them, Colorado beat them, and Dayton. So they've been 0 for 3 in the Invitational. They didn't play well. Now they play Maryland Eastern on Saturday. Again, they still going to be in contention for the national championship. This is Connecticut. Their goal is to obviously win 3 straight. But that was no a big story this week. Connecticut struggled in the Maui Invitation. They struggled big time, especially against Dayton. They lost 85-67 yesterday. And they lost to Colorado. That was on Tuesday. And on Monday, they lost to Memphis in overtime 99-97. So they're not playing good right now. Also on Tuesday, you had Kansas versus Duke. Kansas won 75-72. Came down to the end. I mean, I forgot the player almost made a 3-point shot to tie it, but it was missed. It rimmed out. Kneppel tried a 3-point shot. It rimmed out at the buzzer. That was a big time game. Then you had Alabama beating Houston 85-80 in overtime. That was the Players Era Festival Impact Tournament. Kansas Duke game was the Terry's Chocolate Vegas Showdown. So you had a lot of these tournaments. You had a lot of these invitationals going on. This is what you see in November, late November. You see around this time of the year they play each other. Even today, you had on this day, Thanksgiving, you had interesting matchups. Even today, you had some college basketball. You had Gonzaga beat Indiana 89-73. And the Bad Boy Mowers battle for Atlanta. You had Florida, Wake Forest, and the ESPN Events Invitational. You had Purdue beating NC State 71-61. Florida beat Wake Forest 75-58. And you had Illinois. This is the Thanksgiving Hoops Showcase. Illinois upset number 19 Arkansas 90-77. And the Bad Boy Mowers battle for Atlantis. Arizona got upset by Oklahoma 82-77. Arizona was ranked number 24. Then you had an overtime win, Brady's Children's Invitational. Ole Miss beat BYU 96-85. So you had some games on today. So that's how it was, man. A lot of these matchups coming out in men's college basketball. All right. Now let's get some NBA as comes to the end of this month. This first full month of the NBA season about to come to an end. Um, right now, man, right now, to me, Boston's still, the best team proven otherwise, even though give credit to the Cleveland Cavaliers, they're playing well. They did lose last night, though. They lost last night, 135 to 124. And Trey Young is playing very well. He's been a great facilitator for Atlanta. He's averaging more than a double double. He's averaging like as far as an assist. He had 22 assists last night. So that's the most in NBA. He had 20 points. So he's definitely being a facilitator. They won 135, 124 to give Cleveland only the second loss of the season. So when you look at this Trey Young, he's definitely like changing his game in a sense. When you look at, you know, the assist aspect, he's averaging 13.5 assists. So he's coming into his own as a facilitator, as a playmaker, giving the ball to his teammates, making his teammates better. He's lead the league in assists, 12.5 assists a game. So he's definitely showing the evolution of him as a playmaker, as a facilitator. I don't know if he ever led the league in assists before, Trey Young, but he's definitely doing it now. So there's something that's come of him to be on this level where he's definitely getting the ball to his teammates. Yeah, last 3 years he's been averaging double, averaging a double. He's doubled in his assists the last 3 years. 2022, 2023, he averaged 10.2 assists. 2023, 2024, last season, averaging 10.8. This is the most he's averaged as an assist guy, 12.5. So he's definitely improving this third straight year. He's definitely getting it done as a facilitator, getting guys involved, make his teammates better the best way he can. So that's what he's done. Third straight year, he's averaging in double digit assists. But this is his best he's ever been. 12.5 assists. That's the most in the NBA to be able to facilitate like that. 22 assists. That's something refreshing. You know what I'm saying? Because in this era of 3-point shots and guys shooting threes, at least it's refreshing to see a guy get that many assists. That means that you trusting your teammates, make your teammates around you better. You're doing your best to get everybody involved. You know what I'm saying? You're not just being all about shooting, taking shots and that's it. You facilitate, you making your other teammates better around. They 8-11, but that was a big time win for them to beat the Cavaliers like that on the road. 22 assists, that's a great stat. Because all about passing, getting everybody involved, not just taking shots. Also, the Thunder beat the Warriors last night, 105 to 101. That was a big time win for them. Now Golden State falls to 12-6. OKC is 14-4. Shot Gilgeous Alexander had 35 points. This is a surprising result. The Nets beat the Phoenix Suns 127-117. Tyrese Martin had 30 points. That's career high. And Dennis Schroeder had 29 points. He improved to 9 and 10. Memphis Grizzlies playing pretty good. They won 131-111 over the Pistons. Pistons go to 8-12. The Memphis Grizzlies go to 12-7. Detroit falls to 8-12 on the season. Marcus Smart had 25 points. That's for last night. There's no games today, obviously because of Thanksgiving. All right, let's look at the standings. Cleveland's still 17-2. Boston's playing excellent. They're 15-3. They won 6 in a row. They got the longest winning streak in the Eastern Conference. Second to them, Milwaukee Bucks are playing very well. They got to a slow start. Now they playing great basketball. 9-9. They had 500. They won the 7 of the last 10. They won 5 in a row. They're 9-9. They're fifth place in the Eastern Conference, so they got it going. Knicks are 10-8. Orlando's 13-7. They won four straight. Miami's at 500. Everybody else like have a losing record. And the Philadelphia 76 again. Joe Embiid not being in the lineup like he's supposed to. Uh, they continue to struggle. They lost last night to the Rockets, 122 to 115. So again, they gotta get it together in order for them to be what they need to be. George, Embiid, and Maxey gotta be in the same lineup in order for people to see the true essence of what the 76ers are because they can't be without each other. They gotta have everybody on deck to be a contender for this Eastern Conference. Right now, 3-14. In the Western Conference, OKC is 14-4. Houston surprisingly is 14-6. Um, Golden State is 12-6. Memphis 12-7. Lakers is 11-7. Clippers are 12-8. A lot of winning teams in the Western Conference. Even San Antonio 10-9. 10 teams got winning records. Let's look at the stats, team stats. Look at the player stats. Giannis Kupo right now is leading the league in scoring, 32.4. How about LaMelo Ball? LaMelo Ball is playing excellent because you don't hear from LeVar Ball no more. No, the father who was hyping Lonzo Ball up. But the thing about it, his other son, LaMelo Ball, is playing excellent, man. 31 points. He's definitely doing it. 31.1 points a game. He's second in the league in scoring. So he's definitely playing at a high level. He has a son that's playing excellent. 31.1 points a game. Yeah, he averaging 5 point rebound, 5.4 rebounds, 6.9 assists, shooting 43% from the field. This guy is definitely an electric player. Only 23 years old, doing his thing. 31 points. Jokic averaging 29.7 points a game. Gilgeous Alexander averaging 29.5 points a game. Davis, 29.2 points a game. Obviously, Trey Young is leading the league in assists, 12.5 points a game. Jokic is averaging a triple double. He averaging 29.7 points a game, 10.6 assists, and he's averaging 13.1 assists and rebounds. Wembanyama leads the league in blocks, no surprise there, 3.6. And Dyson Daniels leads the league in steals, 3.1. So those are statistics right there. Look at the team statistics. Cleveland leads the league in scoring, 125, 123.5 points a game. That's almost close to 124, points a game. They're averaging 123.5. Memphis Grizzlies averaging 121. Boston Celtics averaging 120.2. The Knicks averaging 118.8. The Bulls averaging 118. The Cleveland Cavaliers lead the league in field goal percentage at 51.7%. Points differential plus 11.1. Defensively, points allowed, Orlando is number one. They're only giving up 102.9 points a game. Rebounds, Houston Rockets, they're averaging 50 rebounds a game. And Memphis Grizzlies lead the leagues in blocks, 7.4 blocks a game. All right, so that's it for the NBA. All right, let's get to some what else to talk. Obviously, I have to get into the NFL. Yeah, let's get into the NFL recap. That'll be it. And I'll do the on this day's sports history of November 28th and close it out. All right, NFL, man. Let's get to the NFL. Obviously, we had a lot of games on today. 3 games on today. Got one going on right now. So, but first, before I recap what took place today, the Thanksgiving games, let's look at what took place last week in the National Football League. Right now, the Lions are still the best team in football. They're 11-1 right now, but last week they were 10-1 last week for what they did against the I think it was the Colts that they played against last week. Let's see. Yeah, the Colts. They beat the Colts after the Colts 24-6. Well, they're the best team in the league by far. Um, they've just been dominant, playing at high level. So they beat the Colts 24-6. The Chiefs struggled against the Panthers. Surprised they won 30-27. That was surprising when the Commanders are coming back down to earth. They lost their third straight. They lose to the Cowboys 34-26. They lost their third straight. So maybe the Washington Commanders are showing their true color. They're not as good as their record shows. The Texans got upset by the Titans. What about what's going on with the Houston Texans? They lose 32-27. Um, Defensively, they're not playing well. Um, See, they Stroud threw a couple of interceptions. in this game. They run the ball particularly well, 22 yards rushing by Mixon. So that's a interesting result. The Vikings beat the Bears 30-27. The Bears keep losing these close games, like they lost close game today. They keep falling short. Um, they lose 30-27 overtime. How about those Broncos, man? The Broncos may have a quarterback for the first time in a long time, going back to Peyton Manning. Bo Nix set a rookie touchdown record in this game against the Raiders, 29. Denver is 7-5, got a chance to get into the playoffs. Bo Nix playing excellent. 273 yards passing, two touchdown passes to break the team's rookie record. Got a chance to get into the postseason. And the Raiders just a disaster, man. They play tomorrow against the Chiefs. That's definitely should be a win for the Chiefs. Yeah, he set the record that was set by Marlon Briscoe in 1968. He broke the club record, 14 touchdown passes. And the Packers beat the 49ers, no surprise there, 38-10. The 49ers just not as good. I think the window of opportunity is definitely slipping for this team because they had so many chances to win the Super Bowl in 2019. Last year, they went to championship games. Maybe it's the wear and tear. They're starting to wear out, because then with all these injuries and stuff like that, whether it be McCaffrey, Kittle, Bosa, there's always somebody being hurt. Williams didn't play in this game. Trent Williams, all pro left tackle. Nick Bosa did not play. Purdy didn't play. I think it's the battle of attrition, you know, playing so many games over the years and being able to fall, not have your guys. It's because of the war of attrition, all the games being played. I can play a role in why they're not as good, the 49ers, as it used to be. Made a winner opportunity slipping. They're 5-6, they're under 500. So they got to win out as they go into December. It's because December is coming up. So once you get into December, you can't lose or be in a slump. You got to be able to win out and get the job done and finish the year with a great note, or else you're going home, the 49ers. So when you look at Jacobs, he became the first player. He came the first player, Josh Jacobs, the running back of the Packers, became the first player in the past 55 regular season games to rush for 100 yards against the 49ers. Think about that. It was the longest a team had gone without a 100-yard rusher since 1955. So it shows that they've now been able to stop the run. Now, again, some of that has to do with not having Bosa in the lineup. But either way, this 49ers team's not what you're accustomed to seeing. I'm saying they're just banged up. But I think it's just the war of attrition that could come into play with that. Seahawks won a big game against the Cardinals. The Cardinals came to this game in sole possession of first place. Not the case now. They're tied for the same record with the Seahawks, 6-5. As Kobe Bryant returned an interception for 69 yards, and Reynolds had 2.5 sacks against Kyle Murray. So he moved into a tie in the West. NFC West winning 16-6. Then how about Saquon Barkley, man? He's having the last laugh, man. Giants lost today, 27-20. Saquon Barkley's having the last laugh. This guy may win the MVP. Had a career game. It's got to be the best he's ever did it. 255 yards, two touchdowns, a franchise record he set against the Rams on Sunday night as they won 37-20. He's just unbelievable. They got a great offensive line. That definitely helps. But this guy is definitely a guy that can run the football when he's healthy. He's a big time talent. And Philadelphia is definitely a team that's going to be tough to deal with moving forward because this is their seventh straight win in a row. They're right there in the thick of things behind Detroit, who won today. But I think that Philadelphia definitely can be a dangerous team. Barkley ran for a 70-yard touchdown, 72-yard touchdown, 70-yard touchdown. I mean, just unbelievable what he did, man. Set an Eagles record with 255 yards rushing. And also, Barkley racked up the ninth most yards rushing in the game in NFL history. So, I mean, he's a huge help for this team. And Jalen Hurts don't have to do so much because he got a great back in Barkley, got receivers on the outside, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. He don't have to do that much. Also, Barkley had 302 total yards, becoming the 12th player in NFL history to top 300 and the first Eagles player, while also becoming the first NFL player with two 70-yard touchdown runs in a game that'll go back 15 years ago. Maurice Jones-Drew did it. So now he leads the league in rushing, 1,392 yards, including a league best 700-yard rushing games. So you having the last laugh, man. He's in a better situation. Also, Daniel Jones obviously got released He asked for release. He's gone. The thing about James Jones, he recently signed with Minnesota Vikings. Now he's not going to play unless Sam Darnold gets hurt, but he got a chance to be in the playoffs instead of being with this disaster that the Giants are in right now. He's averaging 9.8 yards per carry. hmm So he's looking good, man. The Eagles should win this division. I think the Washington Commanders are definitely coming down to earth. They're not looking like themselves. They're not really that great as they started early in the season. They snuck up on people. Now they started to like fall off a little bit. They play a big game against Baltimore this coming Sunday. That's gonna be maybe the best game of the week. Then the Ravens beat the Chargers on Monday night, 30-23. All right, so let's get to today's games. Obviously, it's Thanksgiving, so tradition, like any other, have no NFL football. Right, we're gonna start with obviously Detroit versus Chicago, a game that Detroit had in hand. But I think that what changed this game was with Detroit was up 16-0. I think it was Gibbs. He called like a screen pass, and he looked like he was gonna score, or at least get more yards. And somebody from Chicago forced a fumble, and that kept the game at 16-0. So it was 16-7 at halftime. Then the second half, Caleb Williams, give this guy credit. This guy played excellent football. Caleb Williams. I mean, he showed the reason why he's the number one pick in the draft. For a reason, he played excellent. He was cool, calm, collected in the pocket. He made his throws. His progression was very sharp. I mean, guys were wide open, making plays. Man, he's in hot rhythm of a fever pitch. So Caleb Williams definitely did his thing. Did his thing, man. He the reason why they lost this game. I think the only problem with him is that the last seconds of the game is like bad clock management. That's on the coaches. That's on the quarterback. They had a chance to get into field goal range. I had one more timeout, and they wasn't able to realize that. So they was able to unfortunately fall short as Detroit won 23-20 to extend their winning streak to 10 games. Still the best team in the league, Detroit. 11, 11 straight wins. Excuse me, 11 wins. They won 10 in a row and 11 wins on the season. 11-1. 10 straight wins for this Detroit Lions team. This team is good. Team is outstanding. Jared Goff threw 2 touchdowns past the Sam Laporta. Jake Bates made 3 field goals. But again, Chicago came right back, man. They came right back from that 60-point deficit. You thought, wow, here comes Chicago. They may pull this off and win this game. He threw an incomplete pass as time expired from the Detroit 41. He's sacked with about 30 seconds left, but the time ran off way too much. Too much time was left off, ran off the clock. They had one more timeout. I don't understand why the coach don't call a timeout. I'm saying you got one more timeout left. Keep more time on the clock. Find a way to stay in field goal range. Because they had the ball at the 41-yard line. Detroit, all they got to do is get maybe 10 more yards. They're in field goal range. He had to throw it deeper. So he wasn't aware of the situation. And Williams, in a quote, he said, I'm focused on getting everyone back and getting everyone lined up. I don't have a microphone, so there's no communication with coach there. We could have taken the timeout. If we hit that play, no one would be worried about it. That's what he said. So the Lions had their best record after 12 games in team history. So they're making history with what they're doing right now. Their 10-game win streak has tied a franchise record with the 1934 squad. Meanwhile, the Bears have lost 6 straight, 4 by a total of 10 points. They play a lot of close games, Chicago, but they can't win the close games. But Detroit had a lead, man. They had a 16-point lead twice. They was up 16-0. They was up 23-7. But again, I still think Detroit's the best team. They're the best team in the league right now. It's their Super Bowl to win. They've never been to the Super Bowl before, Detroit. So can they win the Super Bowl? I think they can. I think they got everything they need. They're all the pieces. Despite not having Aiden Hutchinson, they're still playing pretty solid defense. So offensively, they're definitely unstoppable. With those that running game with Montgomery and Gibbs, the backfield, you got James Williams, Amon Ross St. Brown. I mean, they got so many weapons. Porter. I mean, this team is definitely going to be tough to deal with come playoff time. Again, this is a big win for Detroit also because Detroit, I think it had been like 8 years since they won on Thanksgiving. Matter of fact, it's been a long time, very long time. Yeah, they had a 7 game losing streak. So they won it first time in a long time. I think it's 2016, something like that. And also a big game next Thursday night. Um, Detroit will be playing at home against Green Bay, who's playing right now against the Dogs. So that's going to be a great game right there. That's an excellent game. Detroit versus Green Bay, big time game. So big win for the Lions. Then you had the second game was a terrible game going in, but the Giants lose again. What else is new? Their 7 straight loss to the Dallas Cowboys, 27-20. They can't beat the Cowboys. Obviously, that's definitely the case in this game. This game was not a threat, even though the Giants came back and made it a game, but the Dallas wasn't going to lose this game. Overshown uh, made an interception. See what his name. Yeah, the Marvian Overshown made a pick six for a touchdown. So they put him up for good. And that was all she wrote for the Giants. So Rico Dowd had 112 yards. Cooper rushed through a touchdown pass as the Cowboys won their first home game of the season, snapping their 6 game home loser streak. So Dallas has consecutive victories coming off a 5 game losing streak. So Dallas is 5-7, so they got a chance to possibly get into the postseason. Despite not having Prescott, they still got a shot. Uh, Drew Lock came in for Tommy DeVito. He didn't play because he was injured. Again, the Giants are a mess. They lost 8 consecutive games against Dallas. Overall, the Giants have lost, 6 in a row, 7 in a row. Overall, it seems not a good team. And then, to make matters worse, their best defensive player by far, Dexter Lawrence, he dislocated his elbow in the second half. So he may be out for a while. Hmm. So the Giants, moving forward, they just got to find a way to get a win because, this losing, they can't get a victory. 7 straight losses for the Giants. 7 straight. They got 5 games left. They lose the next 5 games, that would be a 12 game losing streak, and they finish the season at 2-15. What a disaster for the Giants. Their 100th season of Giant football. 100th season. That you picked the wrong time to have a bad season on the silver anniversary. 100 years. 100 seasons of Giants football. Going back to 1925. You play like this. Play like garbage. So Giants are a mess. They're not talented. They're not fun to watch, but they're not talented. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe Neighbors, 8 catches, 69 yards. Yet he was targeted 13 times, but he's not dynamic. You know what I'm saying? He's not Odell Beckham. His longest catch of the game was 18 yards. That's not doing anything. Jalen Hyatt is not the answer. Needs Wandale Robinson. I think the Giants should have drafted Jameson Williams because he's a big time player. Look what he's doing in Detroit. He's a great game breaker. These receivers not that great. Giants didn't have no sacks. Terrible. Terrible. Cowboys had 6 sacks. Michael Parsons had 1.5 sacks. So that's still got a chance to get into the playoffs. Still a chance. All right, so that's storyline that. And currently, right now, we got the third game going on right now. No surprise with this result. Dolphins don't know how to play in cold weather. And they losing right now 21-3 in the first half with 136 to go in the second quarter. Um, look at the scoring summary. Jaden Reed caught a 3-yard pass from Jordan Love for a touchdown to make it 7-0. Then Josh Jacobs ran for a 1-yard touchdown to make it 14-0 in the first quarter. Second quarter, uh, Jason Sanders kicked a 33-yard field goal to make it 14-3. And then Jaden Reed scored again, caught another touchdown pass, this time for 12 yards from Jordan Love to make it 21-3. So, yeah, the Dolphins don't play well in cold weather, so it's not a surprise that they're getting blown out right now. 21-3. It's no surprise with this result. As Green Bay has the ball. They have the ball right now. I think Miami has the ball right now. timeout call. Either way, Dolphins are down 18 points. And the Dolphins playing pretty good. No, they 5-6, trying to get into the playoff postseason race. The postseason race. Can't lose a game like this. Look at their schedule. They play the Jets, Texans, the 49ers, the Browns, and the Jets in the season. So see how they finish up. Right now, yeah, Miami has the ball, second and 10 at the 30-yard line. You're on the drive right now. All right, so that's the storyline with the games from today. Thanksgiving tomorrow. We got tomorrow Friday afternoon. This is not a great game. The Chiefs should win this game uh, against the Raiders. 10-1, 10-1 Chiefs against the Raiders 29. Let's look at the slate of games for December 1st, the first of the month. December. Once you get to December, now you know you're a team that's trying to play well into the playoffs. Once December comes, now you're trying to play better in the playoffs the best way you can. You don't want to mess up anything. You try to keep your playoff hopes alive and not slump. So you got the Colts and the Patriots. That's a big game for the Colts to stay in playoff contention. The Steelers 8-3. They got to stay in postseason contention. At least try again stay in that division race. Maybe the Bengals may get in the playoffs. I don't think so. They 4-7. Chargers and the Falcons. That's a good game. 7-4 Chargers against the Falcons. 6-5. That's a good game. Big time game. Playoff implications on the line. Seahawks definitely trying to stay afloat in that division, the NFC West. The Texans 7-5 is trying to keep their head above water. I'll see what their record is in they're 7-5. They've got a two game lead over Indianapolis. So again, they guys play better football. They play Jacksonville. They play Jacksonville at Jacksonville at 1 o'clock. Cardinals and the Vikings. That's a good game right there. 92 Vikings against 6-5 Cardinals. Then you got the Titans and the Commanders. Can the Commanders snap their 3-game losing streak? They're not playing good football right now. Um, Washington hosted Tennessee, looking to beat the Titans for the first time in a decade. So it's been a long time since that has happened. So see what happens. Yep. So Commanders got to do something. They lost 3 in a row. Haven't beat one of the games since they beat the Giants, 27-22. Since then, they lost to the Steelers, Eagles, and the Commanders. I mean, the Cowboys. So see what happens on December 1st against the Tennessee Titans. The Buccaneers and the Panthers. Buccaneers got shot into the postseason at 5-6. The Rams maybe got shot. They play the Saints. 5-6 Rams against the Saints. Possible playoff hopes, maybe. Slam. And then we got a big game. This is the biggest game of Sunday, the biggest game by far. And that is the Ravens and the Eagles. We got two of the best running backs this year, and Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry on two new teams. Think about it. No, Derrick Henry came from Tennessee to Baltimore, and obviously Saquon Barkley came from the Giants to the Eagles. So this is going to be a big time matchup. They only met, see, what, 6 times. Baltimore leads the series 3-2 and 1. Keep your eyes on Saquon Barkley, obviously. He has a chance to win MVP, possibly. Uh, Derrick Henry. Both these guys are neck and neck in this rushing title race. So this is going to be a great meeting between two of the best run backs this year. And also, one stat to know is that this is the first meeting between players with at least 1,300 yards rushing. Y'all go back about 12 years ago, 2012 in Week 16, when Adrian Peterson's Minnesota team faced Houston and Arian Foster. Because right now, Derrick Henry has 1,325 yards rushing. Barkley got 1,392 yards rushing. So that's going to be a great matchup between those running backs. Got the quarterbacks, obviously, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts. Got that going on. So keep your eyes on Lamar Jackson against the top-ranked Philadelphia Eagles defense. The Eagles lead the league in 46 points off of turnovers. They did lose Brandon Graham, the heart of the team, with torn triceps for the season. Also, the Eagles have started 9-2 or better in 3 consecutive seasons. Nick Sirianni is the first Eagles coach with winning seasons in each of his first 4 years with the team. Also, the 7-game winning streak Philadelphia has had is tied for its third longest stretch in the season since 2004. The Eagles are second in the NFL in road winning percentage, about 7-19, 23-9 since 2021, trying Kansas City 23-8. Also, the Eagles have held their opponents to fewer than 300 total yards of offense for 7 straight games. They're going streak since 2008, so they're playing very well on defense. They're not giving that much on the total defense perspective for his total yards. They only held their opponents to fewer than 300 total yards, 7 straight games. That's probably why they have a long winning streak of 7 straight games. Also, the Ravens have at least 2 sacks in 15 straight games. That's the longest active streak in the NFL. Also, Lamar Jackson is 23-1 in games started against the NFC. Also, the Ravens are the first team in the Super Bowl era with at least 3,000 yards passing and 2,000 yards rushing in the first 12 games of the season. Also, Baltimore has gone 3 straight games without scoring in the first quarter. So some of the stats you need to know about this game. That's the best game of the week. Then you got the nightcapper. Should on paper look like it's going to be a great matchup, but this is a must win for the 49ers, man. They're 5-6. They play against the Red Hot Bills, who are now 9-2. That's going to be a hard game for the San Francisco. The Bills are favored by 7 points. Bills lead the series 7-6. So keep your eyes on Christian McCaffrey going against the Bills' run defense. So it's a must win for the Niners. They're 5-6. Must win for the Buffalo Bills. No, they want to stay in contention, try to get that number one seed. See what happens. But they lost 2 straight. They have as a losing record this late in the season for the first time since 2020. Um, so it's the fourth time this season that the 49ers are playing a team coming off a bye. They were 1-2 in the previous 3. So it's a must win. Also, Josh Allen has rushed for 5 touchdowns this season, increasing his total to 58 to rank second on the team list behind only Hall of Famer Thurman Thomas, 65. So let's see for that. Then you got the Monday night game. Red Hot Broncos, man, the rookie sensation, Bo Nix of the Broncos, 7-5 against the Browns, who are 3-8. That's gonna be on Monday night to start off the month of December. Right, so that's it, man. That's it for to get the NFL coverage. As far as that's concerned. Right, so let's get into it, man. Still 21-3 for the Packers. It's about to go to halftime. 21-3 in favor of Green Bay. Right, so let's get 8 seconds left in the first half. Right, let's get into the conclude this show on this day in sports history for November 28th. Let's get into it. What took place on this day? I'm gonna do all the events, some of the events that stands out. So let's look at it, man. Let's get started. 1906, Canadian Tommy Burns retains his world heavyweight boxing title after being pushed to a 20-round draw by Philadelphia Jack O'Brien, Los Angeles, California. In 1929, on November 28th, Chicago fullback Ernie Nevers has set an NFL record for most points scored in a single game with all 40 in the Cardinals' 40-6 rout of Chicago Bears. Never has NFL record 6 touchdowns and 4 extra points. In 1944, Detroit Tigers pitcher Hal Neuhauser is named AL MVP. 1957, Warren Spahn, the Milwaukee Braves future Hall of Famer, won the Cy Young Award in 1957. 1967, on November 28th, the 33rd Heisman Trophy Award went to Gary Bevan at the time for UCLA quarterback. In 1969, on November 28th, infielder Ted Sizemore became the seventh Dodger to win National League Rookie of the Year. 1972, on November 28th, Los Angeles Dodgers traded Frank Robinson to California Angels. Is that correct? I don't think that's true. That gotta be a false narrative right there. I don't think he ever played for the Dodgers. Hmm. Did he play for the Dodgers? Let me double check that. Frank Robinson. Did he play for the Dodgers? He did play for the Dodgers, 1972. Okay. 1974, 50 years ago, on November 28th, George Steinbrenner was suspended while Bury Kuhn, baseball commissioner at the time, for 2 years because of his federal conviction for illegal contributions to political campaigns. 1978, Cincinnati Reds had fired manager Sparky Anderson after 9 years. Rick Sutcliffe won the National League Rookie of the Year in 1979, November 28th. 1989, Ricky Henderson signed a record $3 million contract per year with the Oakland Athletics. In 2021, Dan Campbell, the coach of the current Detroit Lions, recorded his first victory as head coach with a win against the Minnesota Vikings in Week 13. Look what they're doing right now. They are very possibly get to the Super Bowl. All right, so that's it, man. My time is up, man. Thank you for this special edition on this Thanksgiving Day. Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell, episode number 28. Thanks for those who've been tuning in. I see like 9 people watching right now. Got a like. Man, that's coming from the Facebook page on Elevation 52A Sports and Lifestyles. What I see looks like. Um, thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate the support. Just want to add up to the episodes. Keep your eyes on the. I have an article that's currently on the website e52asports.com. Wrote about the week that was in NFL, college football, talked some NBA, got to that, and also did a college football throwbacks of the week, like games that were played in November. Miami versus Boston College. It was Doug Flutie Hail Mary pass in 1984 on November 23rd. That was like the day after Thanksgiving. Uh, Doug Flutie threw that Hail Mary to Gerald Phelan, and they won 47-45. Then November 25th, 1989, this past November 25th, 35 years ago, Miami beat Notre Dame 27-10 because that was a big game because Notre Dame had a 23-game winning streak. They was the defending champs. It was a rematch of the Catholics versus Convicts matchup in '88, South Bend, 31-30, and they was able to win, get revenge, 27-10 at the Orange Bowl, and they went on to win the national championship in 1989, Miami Hurricanes. So I did some write-ups about that, look back at that. So you can check that out on the website, e5280sports.com, the website, the article that I wrote, that I usually write for the website. Check it out. You get a chance. So I'll be writing another article real soon, and you'll see the next new article come out sometime next week. So that's what I did. I did, the college football, week, NFL week recap and preview and all that stuff, the NBA season recap. I did the college football, classic college football throwbacks of the week. Let's take a look back, at some great games from yesteryear. You know what I'm saying? So check that out. Miami versus Boston College, and Notre Dame versus Miami. Miami and Boston College played on November 23rd, 1984, and November 25th, 1989. Miami played Notre Dame. So I did a recap of those matchups. So that's it for that. Also, that game between Miami and Notre Dame, that game was known as third down and 43 because Craig Erickson, the quarterback of Miami, threw a long pass to Randall Hill. He made a catch for 44 yards on third down and 43. Imagine that being the case today. So a team converts on third down at 43. You know what I'm saying? That's how great Miami was back in the day. So that's it for the show, man. Thanks for those for tuning in. I'll be back next Thursday for the first episode in the month of December, as the final month of the year arrives, and I'll be able to do the first episode in December, conclude this year off on a great note. Thanks for tuning in. This is streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So this concludes episode number 28 of Inside Sports with Rashad Mitchell. Until then, talk to you next time this Thursday night, live on Elevation 52A Sports and Lifestyles. Until then, talk to you next Thursday night. Have a good night.